Welcome to BurlyTalk Interposed, where we cover current events and interesting points in history. Hope you enjoy.
Hey, welcome to BurlyTalk Podcast. I'm your host, Sean. This is Andrew, and we're going to try something new out. We had this idea to do kind of a showcase on Unsung Heroes as kind of one of our little sub-podcasts, and talk about the people that are out there doing great things that maybe didn't make the mainstream that should have. And it could be people that are currently doing something, and it can be people in history. So see how you like it. Let us know what you think about these. But Unsung Hero number one, this is going to have to do with the current event. And we're going to be talking about Congressman Cory Mills out of Florida. So Congressman Cory Mills, he served with the 82nd Airborne Division. He was decorated U.S. combat veteran and recipient of the Bronze Star. He was also struck twice in 2006, once with an IED and then with a explosively formed projectile. So he's got 2 Purple Hearts, it looks like. He's a solid dude, and now he's a congressman out of Florida.
Yeah, dude's definitely a unsung hero for sure, a legend at that. I mean, we have a couple things here. He went back in the day, like during Iraq, and rescued some people. I think you want to touch on that, right?
So it was the pullout of Afghanistan. So yeah. So while we're talking about him today, this is going to set the foundation for it. But during our pullout of Afghanistan, he ended up going back to Afghanistan as a civilian and getting people out of the country. So he's done that again with regard to Israel. So he just recently got 77 people out of Israel that were needing to get out of the country. So when commercial flights were not going in and out, that kind of thing, one of our own congressmen flew over there on a jet and got out 77 Americans.
And he did this out of his pocket, right? Understand it?
That's my understanding. I mean, it wasn't like him going over for the government and like, I don't know.
I don't think they make that much either. I mean, kind of crazy to think about that. Maybe he has obviously some other deals going on, but you put that into perspective, that's not a cheap deal, I'd imagine. And at the same time, it's kind of crazy considering we're arguing about sending $100 million to Palestine on top of all the other aid we give to other countries to help people that aren't American citizens. But this man, out of his own goodwill and just pure patriotism, is doing this out of his pocket, out of his time, out of his own risk of life too. Like something could happen. What if he gets kidnapped over there?
Yep.
Americans are definitely like on the they're a hot commodity right now in that part of the world, and obviously they're gunning for him. So him doing that just speaks volumes to the character.
Dude, absolutely. And what he had to say about Afghanistan, it was especially important to take action after he'd helped rescue Americans and allies left behind in Afghanistan. The Biden administration, of course, pulled us out of Afghanistan August 2021, and it was pure chaos. He felt that need to act, and so he's done it again with regard to Israel. So he just a couple of quotes from Congressman Mills. I just immediately left D.C., and I just decided within an hour's notice that I couldn't sit there and do nothing anymore. I campaigned on the fact that I wanted to be a statesman who acts and not a politician who talks. So I don't know what we got to do to get some more politicians like that. I mean,
that's the thing, is those type of dudes really don't get voted in. You know, people vote for I don't know. They just vote for whatever sounds most pleasing at the time for the masses. You know, as long as you check all the boxes for people's like popular vote, you know. Clearly, that's not it for a lot of Americans. You know, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Once they are in, you know, they're an outsider. You know, if they don't have those views that align with the uniparty, I mean, that's the thing. If you think that our country's being run by the Democrats because we have a Democratic president in, like, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that there's a lot of uniparty stuff going on. You have Republicans and Democrats that are aligning on stuff, and their party affiliation really doesn't matter anymore.
No.
And it's not. That's not to say it's bipartisan and what's good for the country, the decisions that are being made. It's people that are getting into Congress and they're aligning on these goals of making money. You know,
Yeah, it's like the two parts of the same coin deal. It's literally that they're, and I think that's good. That should be noted there. That is kind of what the goal is, right? You want them to work together. But yeah, I do think, like you said, like these types of people who get into office don't really, they don't check all the boxes for already sitting members within Congress and senators and all that. They're not the popular ones for them. And it's a shame, really, when you think about it. Because obviously it seems like this man's more Cory Mills. Before this, before Sean had mentioned him to me, I have never even heard of him, and like that just says like you don't see this guy being talked about on the news or anything like that because he's not popular with the mainstream media. He's not popular with other governors and senators and people like that. He's popular with his base, and that's it. And it's a shame because he should be out there on everything. Like he should be in the office right now, and President Biden should be, saying like, "Hey, man, like, good shit, man. Like you're saving Americans. That's literally what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be for the people as service members. Technically they are serving us. President serves the American people."
dude, absolutely. And that's the thing. You've got a congressman. Like, it's not his job. It's not his job as a congressman to hop on a jet, fly over to Israel, and get out our own citizens.
Yeah.
That's stuff that the president needs to be coordinating right now. We have X amount of American nationals in Israel or in Jordan or in these countries that we need to get out right now because they're in danger. But instead, you've got a Florida congressman that's just like, okay, the American government's not going to do it. I'm going to do it. So that brings
say less.
Yeah, exactly.
On my way.
That brings me to he was Congressman Cory Mills was quoted by saying, "My question is that if me by myself in a country I've never been to in my life can go and coordinate and get 77 Americans out in 2 days, how is it that the whole power of government and the president himself of the United States hasn't gotten out a single one?"
Yeah. And that's a fair fucking point to make, a fair point to make because obviously, yeah, again, that's what I was touching on is like this man's paying for it out of pocket. Maybe he has donations or whatever, but still, he's taking the time, the money, and we are sending how much? $50 billion to Ukraine. We're going to send, I don't know, we just did 30 billion not even that long ago to Israel. We're talking about doing 100 million. Oh no, we are doing 100 million to Palestine.
Yeah.
The Gaza Strip. Where is any of those dollars? And I understand that President Biden did push, I guess, special forces into Israel to help get some Americans out. But again, it's like this man's doing it out of his own pocket. So there should be like, all the operators there taking action, and not just a small team. I'm talking like all the teams there taking those guys out or rescuing American citizens. Because there's women there. There's I think there's children there too, if I understand it right. There are American citizens who are children there, and it's like that should be, priority one out of everything we have that's going on in the world right now for America. That should be priority one because nowhere else are Americans being kidnapped and held for ransom that we know of right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at least not at this scale.
No,
that's happened this month. And that's the thing. There's other organizations out there. I know Save Our Allies is one organization that's over there right now. They're a non-government organization. They did it with Afghanistan. They flew over. We're talking these are civilians. A lot of them are prior, special operations dudes. And so, which they have that skill set. They've probably been there before. They're out there doing the damn thing, getting these people home. We just want to say thank you very much. But right now we're showcasing Congressman Cory Mills. So with that, we'll leave you all with that little fun nugget of this dude out there doing great shit for our country. And you probably maybe just saw like a little blurb on mainstream news or mainstream media about it. So yeah, well done, Congressman Cory Mills.
Yeah, and with that said too, we'll definitely we'll link his socials and everything as well with the video when we do post this. So that'll be down below. And on Spotify, just go ahead and follow the links. I'll put them in the description there too. So yeah, Congressman Cory Mills, check him out. Obviously, he's doing what the rest of the congressmen and Congress people should be doing. So yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Hell yeah, well done, sir. And if you have anybody out there that you want showcased on our Unsung Heroes, shoot us a message, leave it in the comments, that kind of thing. We'll do our research. We'll put them out there. These aren't going to be crazy long episodes. Some of them might be a little longer than others. But yeah, let us know what you think and take care. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Thank you for listening.